Vodka is a cure for all diseases.
Русская женщина должна спокойно выпивать литр водки.
Vodka, the boomers therapist. Vodka, the best deodorant and cleaning agent known to man. For us, vodka can be anything except a beloved drink.
Водочки нам принеси. Мы домой летим.
Hey guys, I'm Natasha and welcome to the rest of Russia. Grab your coffee, get comfy, because today I'm going to tell you why Russians don't actually like vodka that much. I was born and raised in Russia, so I've got the insider scoop. I've just started learning English and I created this channel to practice speaking and to spill some strong, fresh-brewed stories about my country. By the way, yes, it's still coffee in this mug, not vodka. But you, pour yourself whatever you love and let's get started. Right off the bat, more than half of Russians don't drink vodka. Yep, that's not just stats, that's also my personal experience. Among my friends and family, not a single vodka fan. Some of them have never even tried. I tried once and it was so awful. I swore off it for life. So, where did this myth come from that Russians drink vodka instead of coffee in the morning? Well, first, thank you, Hollywood. Seriously, why is every Russian character in a movie like this? Second, let's be real, 20 or 30 years ago, vodka was basically Russia's emotional support animal. I remember that time in the 19th when I was a kid, every drank vodka, men and women, scientists and fools. Even our president wasn't exactly sober-friendly.
Just a second, Homer. You gotta take a breathalyzer test before I let you drive home.
I was just a kid watching Boris Yeltsin act drunk on TV, and even back then I felt embarrassed. I thought he was worst president imaginable. How wrong I was. The 19th were rough. The Soviet Union collapsed, and so did the world people believed in. Imagine, everything you trust yesterday suddenly meaning nothing, at extreme poverty and crime to death. Nobody went to therapy back then, so people reached for the only antidepressant they knew, alcohol. And since nobody had money, they turned to the cheapest option, vodka. Fun fact. Vodka was basically a second currency in the 19th. The ruble crashed, but vodka never let you down. I remember my grandpa hiring random drunks to work in her garden. She didn't pay them in rubles, she paid them in vodka. True story. And yeah, I heard that phrase all time growing up. You can't drink a thank you. Honestly, alcohol was a problem in Russia long before the 19th. Here's a fun fact. In the 10th century, Prince Vladimir of Kievan Rus was shopping around a new religion. He basically held a casting call from faiths. But then the Islamic representatives told him that Muslims couldn't drink alcohol. He straight up rejected them. That's when he said the now legendary line, "Drinking is the joy of all Rus. We cannot exist without its pleasure." So he chose Orthodox Christianity instead, because nobody there had an issue with a glass of red wine. And speaking of solutions, in the Soviet Union, doctors came up with a wild method called codeine. And no, it had nothing to do with Silicon Valley. They basically hypnotized alcoholics into believing they'd die if they drank again. And when I was a kid, I heard neighbors say, he stopped drinking, he got coded. It worked for like 2 weeks. Then they were back on the bottle. Of course, Soviet leaders tried to fight alcoholism. They made fun of drunks in movies, published magazines about sobriety, and even had kids stand outside factories holding signs like "Dad, don't drink." Then, in the 18th, Gorbachev brought out the big gun, a full-on alcohol ban. So, guess what happened? Desperate people started drinking anything. Wish-filled Viper fluid, perfume, anything with alcohol in it. And yes, there was even a pop song about it. Alain Delon is such a perfect man, drinks bourbon, non-cologne. Fast forward to now, Russia is getting sober. Their government introduced strict alcohol laws. You can't buy booze at night and they track every bottle. According to the WHO, alcohol consumption in Russia is now about the same as in the EU. And get this, France, Germany, and Belgium sometimes drink even more. Officially, 42% of Russians over 15 don't drink at all. But honestly, it's not just the laws. I think lifestyle trends and social media deserve just as much credit.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger, more beautiful, more perfect.
Sobriety is trending now. People want to be healthy and fit, especially women. In Russia, if you are a woman, you're expected to look like a model. I'm actually thinking of doing a whole episode of Russian women and all the wild stereotypes. Let me know in the comments if that sounds interesting. Anyway, those who still drink now go for aesthetic alcohol. Girls drink prosecco, wine, cute cocktails, whatever looks good on Instagram. Guys go for beer, whiskey, rum or gin. And yeah, stats say 58% of Russian drinkers prefer beer.
2 бутылки вина. Вот если б водки.
Русская женщина должна спокойно выпивать литр водки.
Конечно. Моя подружка одна может. И потом пойти туда, на подиум.
So who does still drink vodka in Russia? The same people who drank it in the 18th and 19th. For many of us, vodka is what we call a dead drink. Boomer energy in liquid form. Older generations just never fully switched over. To them, vodka is still the only real alcohol. And it makes sense. Back in the USSR, we didn't get fancy French wines or other capitalistic drinks. Russia's climate doesn't allow for real vineyards or sugarcane, so no rum either. And Soviet champagne, let me just say, it was very sour. So yes, my grandpa still drinks vodka, and every time he tries something like Vivokliko, he's completely confused.
Мальчик, ты не понял. Водочки нам принеси. Мы домой летим.
The other group who drinks vodka, people in the countryside. Life in Russian villages doesn't offer many forms of entertainment. Most people there don't travel much, they live like their parents did, because that's all they know. And let's be honest, they can't afford fancy whiskey. Good rum, wine, vermouth, all of that costs way more than vodka. And that's exactly why modern Russians avoid vodka. It screams boomer or redneck. Nobody wants to look like that. Especially millennials. We'll do anything to not be our parents. For us, vodka is uncool, unstylish, even a little embarrassing. If you drink vodka, you have made a bad life choice. Back in college, we were broke but still didn't buy vodka. We'd get anything else, cheap Russian champagne, beer or neon cocktails in weird bottles. Looking back, those were probably worse than vodka, but at least we didn't look like our dads. Tell me, what do students in your country drink? I wanna hear it in the comments. Oh, and there's one more group who buys vodka but doesn't drink it. Why? It's great antiseptic. You can use it to disinfect your hands or even spray it on your clothes to get rid of bad smells. Seriously, vodka kills bacteria like a pro. It also works wonders on chrome surfaces, by the way. You can even use it in homemade medicine. My parents make propolis tinctures on vodka to treat sore throats. Okay, but what if you do want to drink vodka like a real Russian grandpa? Here's how to do it right. First rule, never drink it like they do in Hollywood. We laughed so hard at those scenes. Nobody serves vodka. It tastes horrible. Here's how to do it properly. 1. You need snacks, like a lot of them. Pickles, salad with rye bread, dumplings, caviar sandwiches, anything salty or fatty. 2. You need the right glassware. We don't drink vodka from regular glasses. We use shot glasses, no exceptions. 3. Then the ritual. Take a sharp breath out, throw back the shot fast, and eat something immediately. I have no idea why you exhale first, but everyone does it. If you're drinking with Russians, remember, some might get a little too emotional after a few shots, so learn the rules. Always give a toast, even a short one like "to your health." And most important, clink your shot glasses. I'm not kidding, if you don't clink, it's like you're drinking at a funeral. In fact, in Russia, not clinking is strictly for memorials. In Siberia, people sometimes dip a finger in vodka and clink it around to honor their ancestors. Yeah, no comments. Never leave an empty bottle on the table, hide it underneath. Don't be late to a party, they'll make you take a penalty shot. And before you leave, there's the napasashok shot, an ancient tradition to prove you can walk home straight. They used to put the glass on the walking stick. If you could drink it, you could go. If you not, sleep over. We've got taxis now, but hey, tradition is tradition. So yeah, vodka is a still Russian symbol, but the idea that Russians are all vodka addicts? Total myth. The real Russia is way more sober and complicated. What do you think? Drop a comment. What else do you want to know about Russia? Like this video and subscribe. I just launched this channel and I could really use your support. Alright, I finished my coffee, time to run. See you soon. Goodbye.